How the hell everybody, I'm back again and I'm going to do a second reaction video today. Well, second one for me to do today, but it's probably the fifth one for you lot because I have five scheduled for today. Yeah, this the second video I'm reacting to, or fifth video, well whichever, is five real paranormal police investigations, and this is by top 5 unknowns. And like I did with the previous reaction video, to the Matthew Santoro reaction video I did, I'm going to cut out the last one. So if you want to watch the video in its entirety, the link will be in the description box down below. And okay, let's see how creepy these paranormal police investigations are, shall we? Okay, this is going to be kind of disturbing. You know, I might need my trusted psychic. Yeah, I might need my psychic.
In the background, you can hear the son muttering, "I can't go in my bedroom," with the old man hanging.
You know, I'm gonna turn this up because I'm guessing you all can barely hear it.
She is afraid of them. The officer then went and spoke to the son and noticed he was clearly under the influence of some sort of stimulant. The son then went on and told the officer that a spirit told him not to enter the bedroom because the spirit's father was hanging in the bedroom dressed in a military uniform.
Sure, it's not the
room and there was no one in there.
You sure it's not the drugs he's doing? Because I have heard that some drugs can sort of like affect how the way how you think. So sure the guy might not have been hallucinating a bit because of the drugs.
He then went to explain to the mother that there was no one in the room, and an older officer pulled him to one side and explained to him that he responded to his suicide at the same residence at early stages of his career when it was owned by different people. He said the suicide was a hanging of an older male. He didn't remember much of the details, so the officer looked it up on his report management system in his patrol car, and the older officer was right. It came up that the person that hung himself was an old man who dressed in his World War II uniform and then hung himself in the bedroom. Could the information have been disclosed to them when they purchased the house, and it was playing on the son's drug-induced mind? Or could he have actually heard a spirit speak to him? I guess we'll never know.
Okay, that's a bit creepy. Yeah, I would admit I would be a little bit dubious about living in that house if it were me. And don't know about you lot, but I rather not live in a. I'm a bit nervous about living in a house where people died in because of any bad vibes and such. That might be lingering in the house.
Number 4. The year is 1998. Police get information that a missing boy is living in an abandoned hospital, so they go there to investigate. 4 police officers enter the creepy hospital which had no electricity. They first search the cafeteria and find more than 100 jars stacked from floor to ceiling, all filled with urine. So they check with dispatch and find out that a crazy man had also been living there. Now all the officers were really creeped out and on edge. They made their way through the wards, checking every room. The rooms contained decayed furniture and hospital equipment. The nursery still had incubators and baby beds. The officers cleared all 4 top floors
That's
and
kind of
then made
ominous.
their way into the basement, which contained the morgue. Flashlights in hand, the officers searched the basement. It was empty except for one metal bed. As they approached...
Wait, does the hospital have a morgue? And if so, are there any remains of the deceased still in the morgue? If so, then that's just messed up.
The morgue, their flashlights became dim, and one of the officers' flashlights went out completely. Now they are in the morgue in almost complete darkness.
In case you wonder what that sound is, that's the previous reaction video. That's just done editing. In case you wonder what that boing noise is.
So they get worried and start to make their way back. but the morgue doors locked on their own. They tried to force it open, but it wouldn't budge. They begin to panic and run towards the other side of the morgue where the other exit is. They said the smell of death was in the air. And right next to the exit they found a dead body. The body was of the crazy man. He had fallen down the elevator shaft which was right next to the exit. The kid that they was looking for was found at his girlfriend's house and was saved. Do you think the morgue was haunted? Can you explain what happened? Let me know in comments.
That's just creepy.
Number 3. In Illinois, 2 officers working a night shift were called out to investigate a suspected break-in at a morgue. They arrived at the morgue to find the janitor waiting for them outside.
Why would anybody break into a morgue? Honestly, God, unless you're comfortable with being in a morgue where there's a lot of deceased people. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but isn't that kind of daunting one? But why would anybody want to break into a morgue for? I don't know why anybody would want to break into a morgue. There's, I don't know. I don't even want to know why.
Said he was mopping up one of the hallways and he had seen something move in the corner of his eye. He looked at it and saw a person quickly move from one side of the hallway to another. He couldn't tell much about the person as he had been turning off the lights as he worked his way through the building. He told officers he had just saw a dim outline, so he called the police. The 2 officers then entered the morgue and called out for anyone there to show themselves, but they got no answer. They then split up and began to look through the morgue, checking every room, and occasionally calling out again. An officer then heard his partner call out, "Stop! Turn around!" He ran over to his partner and saw his partner pointing a gun down the corridor. He then said she went that way. They worked their way down the corridor checking every room, but they was all empty. They then came to a corner which had one separate room by itself, and as they turned the corner they saw her standing there. They couldn't really make her out, but noticed that she was thin and had very long.
Why does that look like a creep? Why does this look like a picture of a creepy ass doll that was edited into a creepy hallway? Is it just me, or did anyone else start to think of that as well when you see this bit?
Yeah. She then ran into the room and the door shut on its own behind her. They went to the door and tried to open it, but it was locked. So they got their janitor to unlock the door. They then turned the light on, but there was no woman in the room, just a white sheet with an outline like a body. So they removed the sheet, and there was a female dead body with long hair. The toe tag said that she had died 4 days earlier.
Damn.
Number 2.
That's just creepy.
Police officers get a domestic call to a housing complex in a very bad neighbourhood because neighbours reported loud screaming and banging. 4 officers arrive on scene and go to the apartment.
Why does this look like the sort of building that you see either here in Norwich or over in London, or maybe in King's Lynn? Because it looks like one of those sort of houses.
Neighbours reported loud screaming and banging. 4 officers arrive on scene and go to the apartment. A Mexican woman answers and lets them in, and begins to explain that one of her male family members had been acting strange for weeks, and then started screaming at them that he was going to eat them, and that he had been dragged back to hell because he had broken the agreement, and then started begging for the Virgin Mary to save him. His family tried to restrain him, but he was too strong. Then he started foaming at the mouth and started screaming in the unknown language. The family believed he was possessed and put him in the bedroom. The officers made their way to the apartment.
Did you restrain him? Did you have to try and tie him down onto the bed or something? Because you probably should do that just in case he not only injures himself but everyone else as well.
In the kitchen there was an elderly woman clutching candles and a photo of Mary, and there was children huddled in the corner, terrified and shaking. The officers could hear the man screaming gibberish from the bedroom. It was so loud that it was shaking the walls. They approached the bedroom and could hear several voices shouting very loudly. They attempted to open the door, but it wouldn't move, so they broke it down. The man was in the room alone, and they claimed he was clinging onto the ceiling but then dropped after they entered the room. One of the paramedics in the room asked the man how he was feeling, and the man replied in very faint Spanish, "God himself will not recognize you when I am done with you." The man then began to claw at his face and blood began to pour out and drench the man's chest. The police then managed to restrain him, and one of the paramedics begins to look for a place to inject him to sedate him. The man stopped struggling, then done a deep laugh and said, "Look closely so you don't forget." They then sedated him and took him to hospital. Could the man have actually been possessed? Or could he have just taken some type of drug? What do you think?
Okay, so that was pretty messed up, wasn't it? Yeah. Why would people break into a morgue? That's kind of bothering me a bit. Why the hell would somebody want to break into a morgue? Like if you want to break in, if you need somewhere warm and warm and cozy to break into, can't you just break into someone's home or break into a freaking motel or something like that? It's a because wouldn't it be kind of depressing, like just break into a morgue and spend the night there? I wouldn't be surprised if any. I wouldn't be surprised if there was somebody who wanted to do an overnight challenge in a morgue. Because I think because loads of people did that, those overnight challenges, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually chose to do that. Uh, okay. Now anyway, this is 5 real paranormal police investigations by top 5 unknowns. And the link to this original video will be in the description box down below. So you'll be able to watch the video in its entirety, and you get to find out what the last one is. And until next time, goodbye for now. Creepy stuff.